What the Business YouTube, episode 10. My name is Jay Florida, and today's career of discussion is a jeweler. So, what is a jeweler? A jeweler is a skilled artisan and professional who designs, creates, repairs, adjusts, and appraises jewelry, precious metals, and gemstones. Now, to give you a piece of history, primitive jewelry dating back over 100,000 years consisted of natural, readily available materials used for adornment, protection, or status. Early examples include necklaces made of shells, animal teeth, and bones, as well as bracelets made from mammoth tusks, stone, or leather. Now, a few basic requirements to becoming a jeweler include obtaining your diploma or GED, formal training either through a trade school or apprenticeship, and earning industry credentials such as a JA certification. Now, foundational training can take you anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, while mastery typically takes you anywhere from 5 to 10 years. And simply becoming a jeweler can cost you $800 all the way up to $25,000 and upwards, while owning your own business can run you anywhere from $500 to $1 million and upwards, with a few things affecting how much you invest, being e-commerce versus retail, locations, inventory, and marketing. As far as your range as an entry-level jeweler, you can expect to make $35,000 to $50,000, with a few things affecting how much you take home being ownership status, experience, location, and specialized roles. Now, a day in life as a jeweler can be described as customer consultations, negotiation, designing, creating, refining, and repairing pieces. And as far as opportunity goes, the jeweler does score green since there isn't anything gatekeeping anybody from getting up and becoming a jeweler. A few examples to take note of in this field include Trax NYC, a popular NYC-based jeweler known for his specialty in hip-hop jewelry and custom diamond pieces. Next, we have Johnny Dang, a Vietnamese-American jeweler based in Houston, Texas, known for his undeniable role in popularizing diamond-encrusted grills. And last but not least, Lorraine Schwartz, granddaughter to one of the world's leading diamond manufacturers. She grew up with an exceptional understanding of quality and clarity and gemstones, making her a favorite to the A-list women of Hollywood, such as Beyonce, Angelina Jolie, Kim, and Kourtney Kardashian. Now for our fact moment segment for this video, starting things off, we have fact number 1. In fictional literature, the Heart of the Ocean necklace is said to be valued at $250 to $500 million. Fact number 2, the inspiration for the Heart of the Ocean, the Hope Diamond, is often referred to as the most cursed piece of jewelry in history. Some tragedies of the previous owners are as follows: torn apart by dogs, execution, OD, insanity, bankruptcy, and self-termination, to name a few. And fact number 3, the U.S. experiences over $100 million in jewelry theft annually. And for our last segment, before we move on to the circle of influence, we have health risks and mitigation. Starting things off with respiratory issues from inhaling hazardous dusts and fumes, such as silica dust from grinding and polishing quartz, which causes irreversible lung disease. Prolonged exposure to toxic chemicals such as cyanide, acids, and flammable solvents. And physical injuries from mishandling work equipment such as torches, sharp tools, and heavy machinery. Now, to mitigate all this, install effective ventilation systems to remove fumes and dust, as well as wearing protective equipment such as respirators and gloves when working. Undergoing regular medical checkups to monitor potential long-term effects of exposure to hazardous materials. And last, proper training on how to handle workshop tools and conducting yourself when working. Now, it does look like we have a full primary segment. I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to my co-host, let him take over for the circle of influence. Boo, 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 boo! Hit the rolling store with the rolling on. Yeah. I boys don't know, Bob. But check me out, though. Circle of influence. Starting off the list, we have respect. Is this a career or a position that brings me respect and dignity? Now, for this segment, the jeweler does score green. Moving on, we have growth. Is this a career or position that presents me with the opportunity to grow? Again, for this segment, the jeweler does score green, with sources online citing that the jeweler has the potential to make as much as $150,000 all the way upwards of $1 million in a given year. Next, we have gore. Is this a career or position that will have me dealing with an abundance of blood, violent action, grotesque imagery, or scenery? Again, for this segment, the jeweler scores green, meaning no, you will not be dealing with the mentioned before. And for our last ideological standpoint, we have moral conflict. Is this a career or position that will have me compromise any of my foreseeable morals? Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill. The basic set of guidelines. Again, for this segment, the jeweler does score green. And if you are compromising any of these morals, maybe you should not be in this line of work. Moving on to the ideological side of things, we have gender demographics, where actually it's a 50-50 split. 50% men, 50% women. Though some sources claim the split is as much as 25% men and 75% women. Moving on, we have ethnic demographics, where Caucasians account for 63% of the industry, Hispanics account for 14% of the industry, and Asians account for 12% of the industry. Last but not least, top paying states, no particular order. Starting off the list, we have New York, following up Indiana, next Virginia, then California, and last but not least, Louisiana. And that does it for the circle of influence. We do have a full segment here. I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor back to Florida. I'm back. So, to put the jeweler in the summary, you do check off green for all the ideological boxes. It's potentially a women-dominated industry, which I wouldn't be surprised. However, if the gold rush were a modern day career, I think this would be it. There's a wide range on how much you would have to invest, as well as how much you make as a return. I'm sure there are people that have invested their entire life savings only to see little to no return. On the flip, however, there possibly have been people that started off with as much as just $1,000 and grew it into a multi-million-dollar empire. So, if you like taking risks, you don't want to indulge in any violent action or anything grotesquely, and you want to cross over a certain tax bracket, this may just be the career for you. With that being said, it does look like we have a full episode. The word of the day is tedious. Self-help resources on the board as always. And if you guys like this content, you want to see more of this content, make sure to comment, like, or subscribe. I'll treat y'all. But I'll see you guys on episode 11. Yeah.